and action. This is take 3. Welcome to my third attempt to get Sarah on. And I have no idea, y'all. I'm going to sit here and be very patient. I am going to remind y'all, are you watching live or Memorex? I'd love to know. I'm going to remind you that I had the opportunity to hear her story at conference, and it blew me away because it was so much more than weight loss. I'm going to remind you that I have said now 3 times that we can all have excuses, but what are you going to do about it? Are you going to live in them, or are you not going to live in them like Sarah? And I'm super excited to interview her. I am waiting for her to pop on, and I have no idea why. It will not let me pull her on. It's making me a little bit crazy. So give me just a minute. And if you're watching, are you watching live or Memorex? Like, just let me know so that I see Carol again. Hey, Carol. Hey, Karen. I don't see, okay, I see Sarah. Sarah's on. Sarah, can you send, hey Pam, Sarah, can you send me an invite? We're going to try it that way. I am not going to touch anything. I'm going to sit here and ramble on because they came back for episode 3. They might as well like listen to me talk. So she blew me away when we were at conference. And so posted her picture. I reached out and I said, hey, I would love to interview you. Hey, Vicki. I said, I would love to interview you. So here we are, not getting to that, but now y'all have heard 3 times that I think her story is amazing. The other thing I'll tell you is I did a live. Well, I had a girl reach out to me 2 days ago, and she said, I want to join you. And I said, okay, let's chat. And then she sent me her phone number. And then earlier today, I saw her. I do not have it. Sarah. Will it let you unsend it so I can send you one? It says I can bring Vicki on. It says I can bring Leslie on. It says I can bring Karen on, but it does not say I can bring Sarah on. I have no idea. No idea. I can bring Johanna on. Does not say I can bring Vicki on. I mean, that I can't bring Sarah on. So let me do this. I'm going to send this one more time. And so this lady, anyway, I'm super excited for her. I'm calling her after I finish this, if I ever get this finished. Like, I want to join you. She said, and this is interesting. She said, I thought you were a motivational speaker. She said, I've been following you for a while. I thought you're a motivational speaker. So tell me that was not a lesson about, I don't talk enough about my team. I don't talk enough about my products. I know, like, I want to be of inspiration, but I actually really want to be able to help people. Anyway, she said, I thought you were a motivational speaker. I said, and she said, and then I saw you somewhere in Dallas with like team and people won't let you in. Oh my gosh, there she comes.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, I've never been so excited to see somebody.
I'm so excited.
I'm like, I've given up all hope.
Me too.
All hope. I'm like, and I had no idea. And all of a sudden, there you were. Well, first of all, I guess not only are you really good at not just laying down for excuses, but you are patient and you will persevere. There's your some life. So there's your some life lessons. So I am so grateful. I have now told them 3 times.
I saw,
that I saw you, and I was so excited. So now I'm gonna let you share some things like, where were you at before? Because we all started someplace. And some people are still there because they didn't start it. But take us back to then, because my throat's so tired from talking. Take us back to before.
Before I started Xyngular, so I've been with Xyngular 4 years now. And before I started, I had just lost a job that I loved. And my husband was recuperating from having his leg amputated due to diabetes. So I was caring for him. And I just felt overwhelmed. And like, I lost my sense of self. We rarely left the house because he didn't want to. And, it was just so much. And I just lost my zest for life. I was really, really sad and unhappy. And so one day I was scrolling through, and let me just go back and say, I've worked as a hairstylist on concrete floors for 40 years. So my knees and my ankles, my feet are wrecked. And I've fallen a couple of times. So I have a torn meniscus on my right leg, and then, several injuries. And I would use just the thought, especially at this time because I was overwhelmed, just the thought of trying to walk through Walmart was overwhelming. And that was before really they did the ordering. And so I would get a cart, the electric cart, and I would drive around, and people would say, oh, that fat girl's using the cart because she's lazy, and that's so hurtful. Yeah. So hurtful. But you know that's just how I could deal with things, and then I was hurting all the time. And then I was one day I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw an invitation to a results page. And I got on there, and oh my gosh, I saw people who, like me, had a large amount of weight to lose. And I was floored by all the amazing, fantastic stories. And then I saw the 45-day money back guarantee, and I said, I can't lose. And my husband was like, we're bleeding out financially, but, put it on this credit card, and if it doesn't work, we'll get our money back. And I said, all right. And so I went for he said, if you're going to go big or go home. So I got the largest kit. I wanted to experience the most products for the best results before the 45 days ended. And
exactly. Yeah. Well done.
Right. And so in my first 8 days, I lost 10 pounds and 22 inches. So, and the 22 inches is what got me, my belly was, my pants were falling off. It was amazing. And my husband's like, okay. And I signed up as partner because I've done direct selling before. So I knew that if I could get the same results as they did, people would want to know. Yeah. And they did. And I earned my money for my kit back. And I was like, I'm sold.
Okay, yeah. So stop right there for just a minute, because this is part that really impressed me.
Yes.
Is the fact that you had lost your job, you were miserably overweight, barely leaving the house, and people were ridiculing you at Walmart when you could barely walk. Right. Shame on everybody. Just shame on everybody. And you just weren't even having a whole lot of hope, but you went ahead and you bought the big one, and you got a link. So yeah. It's like everything that people say, and and I even think back to when I started 9 years ago, it was a 30-day money back guarantee. Why would we extend it if we were worried about it? So there's your sign number one.
Right.
We extended the money back guarantee. The other thing is, if I had known that I would get off 4 prescriptions and be in full-blown menopause without hot flashes and pay off all my credit cards, yeah, I would have bought more. Girl, I bought 4 products because I was so hard-headed. So yeah. Good for you. But I was so scared and nervous and had done all the things. And I'm so, I love that you did that, because I didn't believe it would really help. And you had nothing but hope.
Right. I have tried everything, everything. And you see other before and after pictures, but they're really skinny people. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, they're sucking it in, but these were people with large amounts of weight to lose. And I can tell you that after losing those 22 inches and my pants were starting to fall off, and I had energy, and I was like, and with the Zing, it also improves your mood, lifted my mood. And so I was like, okay, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and for the first time in a long time. And that gave me so much hope. And so I just kept plugging away at it. And within 18 months, I lost 100 pounds. And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I did suffer from seasonal affected depression. And so I kind of overate during the winter time. We had a hellacious winter that year. And so I put on a little bit of the weight, but then when spring came, I got outside and I was walking, and I I never gave up on the products. I still used the products and I was faithful with them. So I could have gained a lot more than I did, but I only gained, like 20 pounds. And then I started losing again. And I started working out and, after I lost 100 pounds, and that slowed the numbers on the scale. And I tried not to let that mess with my mind. So I stopped weighing myself and just measured and took pictures, took a lot of before and after pictures, and then thank you, Joanna. Talia. Oh, that's Talia. Thank you, Talia. But yeah, it's, then the Gut Collective came out and that kickstarted my weight loss. And then the GLP-X came out, and the combination of those two things, oh my gosh, that got me to 165-pound weight loss. And, my husband died, and that set me back. And a lot of people don't know this, but my husband died in August of last year and July of this year. So we were already starting to think about, oh, it's going to be hard. My kids and I were like, oh, this is going to be hard. And then my brother was killed. He was run over by a truck in a crosswalk. Yeah. That was,
Sarah.
I just said a lot of personal problems,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
because that's a lot to put on people, but yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but that's another thing that happened. And I just have to keep going, and thank God this community, I love this community. They prayed over me. They they supported me. They called and checked on me, and I started posting my gym. I call them gym adventures because I have fallen in the gym so many times. And so it's an adventure to see whether I'm going to fall or not.
Well,
I
I'm a klutz, so I feel a little bit better about myself now.
don't
I'm a
put that out there
klutz,
in the
so
universe
no,
because I did that the morning. Okay.
I'm a graceful klutz then.
Yeah. Okay. So when I had to do my rehearsal on Friday before, I was with Johanna. She's on, and so I said, I can't take this glass bottle down because I'm so clumsy. I'll break it. She's like, why? And I said, because I'm clumsy and I'll break it. She goes, don't put that out there. And I'm like, okay. And so I changed the wording. I said, I move through the space with style and grace or something like that. Well, rehearsal, I fell off the stage.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we want some.
EMS came and checked me out and everything. They took my blood pressure 3 times because I managed to calm myself down before they got there. And they took my blood pressure 3 times because my vitals were perfect. And so then they took my blood glucose, perfect. And it's these products, you guys, these products are so amazing. 165 pounds. I have energy to go to the gym. People want to know what I'm doing. They stop me and talk to me all the time at the gym. They say, I remember when you first came in here and you have come so far. They congratulate me at the gym, and that's such a good feeling. Such a good feeling.
And they didn't see you when you were in Walmart on the scooter because you couldn't walk, not because you were lazy, because you could not physically walk because it hurt.
Right.
I've had another 100, I think she lost about 130 pounds. It's been a while since we chatted about it like this.
Yeah.
And I remember her saying to go into a basic store like you do and do basic things is agony. Like agony, and you don't realize that things are that hard. And then when you started talking about the community with your story, which I say all the time, there's lots of people that come for weight loss, or they come for wellness, or they come for income, or whatever, but the community and the culture, it's what you can't live without.
It is. It
and
is.
Going through tough times, like you've had a mountain of them. You didn't make excuses. You've been doing all this. But most people are not exposed to a place where they're lifted up, they're prayed for, and people have good families, they have good jobs, they have good church, they have a good community. But you know who shows up when something's not right with you?
Yeah.
These people show up. I am a living testament to that. When I
Yeah.
lost my mother this last year and stuff, who showed up? My Xyngular people.
Yeah.
That's who showed up. People I didn't even know who they were showed up. And I think that that says a lot. And that I think that probably really struck me, because even though I didn't or don't need to lose over 100 pounds, when you talked about all of that, despite excuses, and then what you found at this community, and you talked about that, I'm like, I feel that. I feel that in my soul,
Yeah.
you know? And so I am so thrilled for you. So favorite, which you kind of touched on it, favorite product, very favorite product, and what has it done for you specifically? If you had to give up everything else, what one thing would you keep?
Actually, it's two things. I would keep the Gut Collective with the GLPX because that is fire. It kickstarted I went from 130-pound weight loss to 165-pound weight loss with the Gut Collective and the GLPX. And so I have an apron belly, and I had my gallbladder taken out years ago before they started doing the laparoscopic. And so I have an incision that goes from, well, I had a learning doctor, or intern, I guess. And so my scar goes from like my sternum down past my belly button. Yeah, so it's like an 8-inch scar when they told me it was going to be a 3-inch scar. So
That's
he
a lot of
started,
difference.
yeah, he actually started in the wrong place. You know, because your gallbladder is lower, about a little lower than your belly button, and my scar starts at my sternum. So, yeah, it's horrendous. I felt mutilated. Yeah.
Wow.
So that has helped flatten my belly a lot. You know, and and I don't know. You go to the store and you're hit with the impulse items, the all the candy bars. It was a thing for me to get one or two when I go to the grocery store. And now I just look at it and go, I don't want that. I don't want it. And it just the GLPX shuts off the food noise. And like I took my Gut Collective and my GLPX this morning, probably at 11:30. And at like 2:30, I was like, oh, I haven't eaten lunch yet. And you know, that I had never missed a meal. I can tell you, I would plan what I was going to eat at my next meal while I was eating, you know, and
or
I've
the
gone
next
from,
morning or the next day or next week or Tuesday. Or,
right. And I've gone from riding the electric cart to participating in 5Ks. You know, I have energy, I have joy, even in the midst of all the sadness. And I have friends. That's the first thing I told Christy Van Dam, because she had during COVID, she had the virtual and she rented a house and we came to there. And I said, and everybody was so loving and so accepting. I said, I have friends now. And I was actually teared up, and she was like, okay, girl. And she patted my back, you know. And so she laughs at me now because she goes, look at all the friends you have now. Look at them. And I'm like, I love this community, bar none.
It's a place where people actually want you to win. And there's not enough of that in society in general. And so, you know, my whole thing is your story can be the key. That's what Be the Key is all about. Is because if somebody hadn't have exposed you to this through a testimony page, you would not know. If I hadn't been talking on Facebook, this lady that I talked to a little bit ago, she wouldn't know, and she's looking for a business opportunity. She's like, I want to be in Dallas. I want to be with those friends.
Yes.
So she saw community, and she saw people succeeding. I don't even know what her health need is, because I've got to call her back after this. And so that is so important. Your story can be the key, and it's all the different
parts. And I hope it is. I really hope it is.
Absolutely is. So thank you so much, Sarah, for your patience through. Okay, we're going to try this again. Take 4. Anyway, so I'm just so grateful. Thank you for all of it. And I promise every little nook and cranny, every little piece of our story has some value in it. And so when you spoke, even though my weight loss, my wellness, my losses are not the same, they're not the same.
Right.
It spoke to me, and it reminded me why I do what I do, is so people like you can find hope. So people underestimate their story.
Yes.
Don't underestimate your
I know I
story.
did.
It's pretty darn amazing,
I
Sarah.
did. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
congratulations, and I appreciate you so
Yeah.
much.
Dig in,
All right.
persevere, stick with it. And if I can do this, anybody could do it. Really, really.
Love it.
And if
Love it.
anybody
And I truly believe that.
reach out.
I truly
You know.
believe that.
Yeah.
So thank you. Send me your address because
I
I got
will.
something for you.
Okay.
All right. Bye, ladies.